Yes, guys, welcome back to Kosi's Arsenal podcast. My name is Kosi, back again with another live stream. Gonna talk about match, really match. So make sure you've hit the like button. Make sure you've subscribed to the channel as well. Gonna talk about Emi Buendia, the new deal. Arsenal are looking at signing a new young kid, a wonder kid that is equated to Lionel Messi. We shall speak about that. And a lot. Now, I'm introducing something new in every live stream, and that will be a question in every live stream. So the question today is, which player would you give shirt number 10 at Arsenal? We shall discuss that later on as you people give me your comments. But that's my question: which player would you give shirt number 10 and Arsenal? Last season I was so surprised that Bukayo Saka got shirt number 7, but I think he did well. I think he really did well with shirt number 7, and I loved it. So the question is, which player would you give shirt number 10? Will it be Emil Smith-Rowe? You could choose any, but I think the sample space might rotate around the likes of Emil Smith-Rowe. In this case, you think about Smith-Rowe, you could think about Martinelli. I think I would give him 11 in my case, but you could also give him that shirt number 10. I could think of Saka as well. I could give Saka shirt number 10. It would be a little bit, outrageous, but I would give it to him. And a couple of other players that we shall discuss if you people tell me. So which player would you give shirt number 10 at in the Arsenal squad right now? We're gonna discuss some reports from football.london. They are saying Arsenal is looking at Emi Buendia, and we are going to make a move. We are going to make an offer this week. I'm gonna speak much about that, especially with the fact that we are linked more. We are linked more to bigger players. We are linked more to big money moves. Are we gonna do those moves? There's a very big question there. But anyway, I'm gonna discuss that. We shall also discuss the likes of Leo Messi. Now, there is a young guy called Leo Messi, and Arsenal are reportedly very close to signing this young lad in the names of Leo Messi. And many people are saying that he's like Lionel Messi, and of course, I think every summer Arsenal sign someone like Lionel Messi, and that's the way it is. So we're gonna discuss much in this video. Make sure you've hit the like button and make sure you've subscribed. So let's get into it. Let's start with Emi Buendia. Football.london have come out today and they've written an interesting piece, should I say, with Arsenal, transfers all the time. Something is close to happening, so it's something is always interesting. But they're saying Arsenal is weighing up a deal, an offer for Emi Buendia in this week. Now, Buendia is valued at £40 million by Norwich, who secured promotion back to the Premier League. This is according to Football.London, at the first time of asking earlier this month, and is considered as their star asset. But while they would understandably love to keep hold of him for their return to the Premier League, Canaries sporting director Stuart Webber recently admitted that the club may be forced into selling some of their key players to fund transfers for new arrivals, with the Knockford-based club likely to want to improve on their recruitment after what happened in 2019-2020. Webber, speaking earlier this month, told BBC that one of them may go, maybe 2 or 3 of them, who knows, but the fact is that the team isn't about 1 or 2 players. For us to be successful in the Premier League, it's going to be how does the squad of 20 do, not one player, not how one player performs which would be a liability in that case. And he says, when we sold James Maddison to Leicester City, it must have been such a wonderful deal. I think Maddison has had such a tremendous stay at Leicester City. So he says, when we sold James Maddison to Leicester City, everyone thought it was the end of the world. And then a guy called Emi BUENDIA turned up. When Ben Godfrey left for Everton, it was the end of the world, and a guy called Ben Gibson turned out. So that's football. And so he says one or two or three of their star players will have to leave. And I think I love the honesty. I really love the honesty, because I don't think they'll keep Emiliano Buendia. They'll have to fight hard to keep Emi BUENDIA. I know deep down in their hearts, the fans, the management, and everyone at Norwich, they would want to keep a player like Emi BUENDIA for sure. He's been their hero for the last 2 seasons. But are they going to keep him? It's a very big question. The likes of Todd Cantwell, I think they will lose Cantwell as well. Cantwell might not make a very big money move, but I think Cantwell could go to either Everton or the likes of Leicester City, the likes of West Ham. I think he will leave Norwich to make an upgrade that might not be an astronomical jump, but I think he'll definitely make a jump. And then the other player that I think will leave is Max Aarons. Of course, we have talked about Aarons before, and I think in this summer, the entanglement we have with Aarons is still very, very, very alive. So we are going to be linked more and more with Max Aarons. We shall talk about him. We shall evaluate his skills. For Todd Cantwell, I don't think Arsenal is involved. So the player we are involved with is Emi BUENDIA, and reports saying that Edu loves the player. There are not so many reports about Mikel Arteta loving Emi BUENDIA. Of course, we know the players. Arteta loves. He wants to keep Martin Odegaard as his first priority. He's looking at the likes of Nabil Fekir. Those are the players he wants. And then scouts and pundits are saying Edu loves Emiliano Buendia and is weighing up a bid, an offer for the player and for the club this week. I think personal terms might not be a very big problem between us and Emi BUENDIA. For Christ's sake, you don't tell me that Arsenal have issues dealing with personal terms between them and Emiliano Buendia. Probably, gonna give him around 120k per week. I think he can settle for that. Decent money. For a player who's not going to play in Champions League or Europa League. Forget about the Conference League. I've had those rumors. I should have done that rematch reaction if I wasn't sleeping, but I was sleeping because I'm just tired of Arsenal football on the pitch. So the truth is, 120k for a player who's not going to play in the Champions League in the first season, that would be a very, very good deal. So I think the personal terms will be something easy to do. And don't get me wrong, I think Arsenal have already screwed up deals, and we can screw up this one. It's just a matter of waiting and looking around, and then Arsenal will screw up the deal. But I think at the end of the day, it should be a deal we should do. It should be a deal we can do easily, especially in terms of personal terms and agreeing with the player. In terms of the money, that is where the problem is. I don't think our budget is going to stretch to as big as 40 million pounds, 50 million pounds this summer. Last summer we were lucky. We signed a 45 million player by triggering a release clause. And I think, to be honest, Arsenal wanted to sign House Semowa. I think what happened was we wanted to sign House Semowa for something like 30 million pounds. That is what we wanted to do. And then Lyon objected. So I don't think last summer we were ready to spend 45 million pounds. I don't think. If you look at the deals we had done, you could only understand the nature of our transfer plan. The likes of Gabriel Magalhaes, 22 million pounds, which is to be paid in installments. The likes of Willian, who came on a free deal. Danny Ceballos coming back on a loan deal. So you could see what we wanted to do last summer wasn't for Arsenal to sign a 45 million player. What happened was we had to do a panic buy, and that's why all reports, including the Athletic, actually I got this from the Athletic, that it's Kroenke that bought the man for us. So I don't know I don't know what to say. Hail Kroenke, hail Kroenke. Should we say that? I don't think we should say that. But I think it was a. I don't want to call it a panic buy, because the quality of Thomas Partey, you can't call him a panic buy. But at the end of the day, I will call Partey a panic buy, because I think the club the club was afraid of of the fans. How will the fans react if we have spent a lot of time trying to sign House Samoa? Now everything has backfired. We have failed to get Hawa. How do we go back to the fans without a player? So they triggered the release clause of Thomas Partey, which I think was so brilliant, very, very brilliant. Whether that was part of the deal or not, I wasn't so convinced. And it's a very big question for me this summer, whether we are going to spend that much money. Bissouma 40 million, Camavinga 50 million, Buendia 45 million or 40 million. You can see the likes of players we're linked with are very expensive players. But just to be honest, are we going to sign these guys? Are we going to splash the money on the table to get Emiliano Buendia? He's a fantastic player. I mean, if you told me to go to Norwich, I would get Todd Cantwell, I would get Emi, and I would get Max Aarons, and I think half of the problems at Arsenal would be solved. Probably go and get another midfielder from somewhere, go and get a striker, and then get in a left back as well. And then the problems of Arsenal Football Club are partially solved, at least for the season. But for me, the reason as to why I want to believe that Arsenal will not do these deals, the money involved in these deals. If you sign Bissouma and Buendia, that is 80 million pounds. That is money Arsenal is never going to spend in such a summer. The situation we are in going into this summer is so awkward, especially in terms of the money. Forget the likes of Stan Kroenke telling us that we are going to invest, we are going to buy players. The Kroenkes are liars, and that's the truth. So I don't think at one point in time we're going to spend a lot of money on these guys. Whether it's going to be money spent across a long period of time in terms of installments, which money is going to be paid in one half, I don't think Arsenal will spend that much on a player like Emi Buendia. However much he's a very, very good and proven player. So for me, it leaves a lot of questions. But we have seen offers. We have already seen the Sunderbatch offer, which has been rejected, and I didn't do that story, but we shall talk about it in detail. We took some money in terms of an offer to Sheffield United to sign Sunderbatch, and for me, it shows me the first thing it shows me is we are never gonna do the Bissouma deal, are we? It looks like we're never going to do the Bissouma deal. It is just too expensive for us. That's the truth. Those are facts. Facts are facts. The Bissouma deal is an expensive deal, as the will not do. So I won't be very surprised if at one point in time Arsenal go out and get Sunderbatch for 15 million pounds. So if the initial offer for Sunderbatch was rejected, that only shows you that we want to sign players at a very, very cheap price this summer. With the club not going anywhere in Champions League or Europa League, we are not going to be that ambitious. I don't think there's a big reason for us not to be too ambitious. The current squad we have, according to the Kroenkes, it's a squad that can maintain us in the league without Europa League and without Champions League football. So you don't expect them to buy expensive players. I mean, they're business people. It doesn't make sense for a businessman to spend all that large amount of money on a club that is not represented anywhere on a big stage. So I don't see that. I think we shall still chase the likes of Sunderbatch. We shall chase the likes of of Nabil Fekir, those money deals that are easy to do. The likes of Emi Buendia, you would love to see him. Everybody would love to see him at Arsenal. There is so much he offers as a player, so much you know he would add to that midfield. The urgency, the attitude. He's a player that loves scoring goals. He's a progressive player. I think if you put him in that Arsenal side right now, and you started comparing him with players that are available at the moment, you're gonna get disappointed. And for me, I think the reason you're gonna get disappointed at the moment is he's better than all the attacking players we have. Honestly, he is. His goal scoring rate as a midfielder is astronomical. The rate at which he creates chances. You can't compare him to anyone at Arsenal. So I think it would be a massive upgrade in terms of Arsenal getting in someone. It would be a massive, massive upgrade. But the question is Arsenal going to pay that money? I don't think. All we can do as Arsenal fans is wish. But we wish Emi Buendia signs. We wish Camavinga signs, because and for me, what hurts me is that the club knows what the problem is, and we also know what the solutions are, but we are never going to go for them. That's the problem. We know that if you get in Camavinga and Emi Buendia and sign Max Aarons, you've solved the problems at Arsenal at the moment. But we are never going to do that. The club has never done that. We have always misfired. We have always gone for the wrong targets. It is always Arsenal going for someone wrong. That is it. So the excitement in the fan base, including me, that's why I didn't do the Crystal Palace game. I only did the predicted lineup, because I know, it's a win. It was a win, but what does it mean? It's only trying to cover up our mistakes. I would prefer Arsenal go into the transfer window with bruises, and I'm very serious. I would prefer we go into the transfer with the bruises, try to make it look real. What's gonna happen is you've beaten Crystal Palace, you've beaten West Brom, you've beaten Newcastle. Well, it looks like the team is okay. When you go into the summer transfer window, at some point in time, Arsenal is gonna stay so quiet, because everything has been covered up with 1 or 2 wins. So for me, I'm not carried away. These are still rumors, and I know they point at the problems the club has. We have so many problems as a club. We have released a new kit that doesn't even, an away kit that doesn't look interesting to me. I'll wear it, I'll buy it, but it doesn't look interesting to me. It doesn't really. But in terms of the quality on that page, there's a lot to discuss. There's a lot to talk about. The likes of Willian are leaving. That is according to sources. Willian could leave in the summer. Granit Xhaka could leave in the summer. Good enough. But Willian leaving after 1 season, where he has done nothing, only reflects on how poor our transfer decisions have been. How poor our transfer plans have been. The likes of, if you want to give Alexander Lacazette a 1-year deal, you're crazy, aren't you? Those are deals that we shouldn't be doing at the moment. I think we should be thinking about long-term deals, not giving Alexander Lacazette a 1-year deal. What are you trying to do? Things like that, they only show you that it is the same old Arsenal. Nothing new has changed. And honestly, if we think about it, we want a new number 10. Odegaard could go back to Real Madrid. So we're going to be linked with more number 10s at the moment. We shall be linked with the likes of Grealish. We've been linked with Grealish, which is a little bit respectful for a club like Arsenal. We've been linked with Emi Buendia, another class player, so it is respectful. But at the end of the day, like you people have said, I've always said, Arsenal will not sign any of these players, and that's the problem. That's it. Last summer, we were linked with Philippe Coutinho, we were linked with House Moua and Thomas Partey and Thiago Alcantara. We only signed one of them. Just imagine if Arsenal had managed to get 2 of those 4 midfielders. I think our lives would have been changed. We're linked with players like Somare. He's apparently going to Leicester City, and I still ask myself, how are players like Somare? How is Leicester City with Wilfred Ndidi going to sign Somare? I mean, clearly doesn't make sense. They have Ndidi, they have Yuri Telemans, they have Somare now, and they have Madison. And they just keep on getting better. I thought at least we should be, if we have gone so low, we should be fighting with the likes of Leicester City, competing with them for players. But Somare is going to come. Somare is going to come to the Premier League. He's going to be very, very brilliant. I think he's going to be a brilliant guy. They have done the right deal. 1 year left on his contract. There is no way Lille, we're going to stand in his way. He has had a perfect season, 2 good seasons, and that's it. So he's going to go to Leicester City. And I'm asking myself, we are looking for a perfect partner for Thomas Partey. And we're looking for a player in the region of around 20 million, 25 million pounds, 23 million pounds. Leicester City are getting Somare for 23 million pounds. And I'm asking myself, why didn't we do that deal? The likes of Donny van der Beek, we wanted such a player. I'm still asking myself, why didn't Arsenal try to do such a deal? We should have. I mean, we should have done such a deal, shouldn't we? I mean, it really doesn't make a lot of sense. It really doesn't make a lot of sense. Anyway, just in the other news, there are also reports that Arsenal will be looking at, or will be considering going for Julian Brandt if we fail to get Emi Buendia and keep Martin Odegaard. Julian Brandt is another exciting youngster. Not a youngster right now. He's 24 years of age. We've talked about him. He's a dope man. And is another doable deal. Instead of wasting time, because Arsenal does this, instead of wasting a lot of time talking about players like Emi Buendia, talking about players like Bissouma, players that we are eventually never gonna sign, I think we should focus on the likes of Julian Brandt, because Brandt is not amazing. In my case, I think Emi Buendia is amazing. I think Grealish is amazing. I think Bissouma is amazing. Julian Brandt is not amazing. That's the truth. Not amazing at all. But he's a very talented young boy. Very talented. 24 years of age. I could still call him a young boy. Very talented. So that's another deal we could do. One of the things I think the Julian Brandt deal would be easy. Don't I want to sell in the coming summer. They will want to sell. The money is okay, 25 million pounds. I think that is even still negotiable to around 20 million pounds. And then you have a player who is craving for game time. Ever since the Dorman introduced the likes of Jude Bellingham in that midfield, Toganaza, I don't think Julian Brandt is going to get a lot of playing time. So he needs that love. He needs to feel that important. He needs the game time. And I think Arsenal can provide that. We're going to give him the game time. He's never going to play in Europe. So that is a problem, at least for this summer, for the next season. Sorry. But I think Brandt would be a decent deal. A deal that we can do. The likes of Emi Buendia, those are deals we are never going to do. Those are deals that are out of our reach. And it's really a big shame that we're talking about Buendia as a deal that's out of our reach. But it is. It is. 40 million pounds, that's a deal out of Arsenal's reach at the moment. With the coronavirus thing and everything that is happening, Arsenal cancelling players' contracts, trying to pay them off, I think the money is not going to be just enough. So we've been linked with Julian Brandt freshly. I think it's a deal we can do, and I think we should go for it. We've been linked with Ryan Bertrand on a free deal, and there are reports that this deal could actually come through. Ryan Bertrand plays with Southampton. He's going to leave. He's confirmed he's going to leave in the summer on a free transfer. Arsenal looking for a backup left back. Could it be Ryan Bertrand? We could do. Yeah, it's a deal that's understandable at the moment. We don't have a lot of money to spend. Yeah, I'll do the deal. I'll go for Ryan Bertrand. But that story is also there. Arsenal tangled up with Ryan Bertrand. I mean, we are always linked with so many players, aren't we? Very, very, very many. But I want us to talk about this young kid called Leo Meso. Arsenal complete Leo Meso transfer as Wonder Kid pictured holding Arsenal shirt. That's according to football.london, and they're saying Arsenal's first signing of the summer transfer window has been announced, and it is a name not many fans will be too familiar with. The Gunners have been linked with a number of players ahead of the summer transfer window, as manager Mikel looks to bolster his first team squad in the 2021-2022 season. And a number of names have been named. However, whilst other names would no doubt make the Gunners stronger, the player they have signed is one for the future. As revealed by football.london, Arsenal have signed 10-year-old Kenyan youngster Leo Meso. Okay, so the picture is here. I'm looking at the picture. Probably I could share my screen so you could see. So Meso, whose name resembles that Barcelona superstar Leo Messi, is part of the latest scholarship intake at Hell End. His family are from London, Essex, and Meso was previously on the books at West Ham United. Below is a picture of Meso. He's a very, very young kid, and he's signed for Arsenal. The picture has him with Saka holding shirt number 9. One for the future. Not much to talk about, but the latest update I wanted to talk about was Emi BUENDIA. I need to get your thoughts. I'm going to look at your thoughts as well. I think one of the things we have to do is try to look at player departures. The likes of Willian, the likes of Granit Xhaka. I'm going to do a separate video for Willian, and I'll do a separate video for Granit Xhaka as well. I think Xhaka needs to go. Willian needs to go as well, but I will talk about that, in much detail. Show me your comments, and then I'll be able to read them live. So make sure you show me your comments. Because we've been linked with thousands of players, most are quality. But do you think Arsenal will go? Who do you think Arsenal will go for? Declining talent instead of promising one. People like Buendia, Yevis, you will see none, bro. This is according to Ahmed. And I think you have a very big point. You really do have a very big point. I think it's a problem that has been shared. Should I say generationally around Arsenal? We have had that problem, signing players of low quality, yet we are linked with players of high quality. So it really happens, bro. It really happens. I understand. Then it says, let's pray that this time Arsenal will become serious. I don't think that's gonna happen very, very soon, but we have to wait and see. Okay. Need to get hold of these comments. Victor says, bro, in the moment, I would prefer Smith Rowe to take our jersey number 10. But if there is a genuine player Gunners are going to buy during the summer, I would suggest to keep the jersey for new players. And that reminds me the question, who would you give shirt number 10 at Arsenal at the moment? Yeah, who would you give shirt number 10 at Arsenal at the moment? We're going to discuss that in around 5 minutes. Who would I give shirt number 10 at Arsenal at the moment? It's a very big question, by the way. Very, very big question. Who would you give shirt number 10 at Arsenal at the moment? Let me know in the comments below. Bad problem for Arsenal is talking players. There is no signing. I mean, let's wait in in the summer, and so. Salim says it's normal for us not to sign free agents. I mean, we've done that all the time, haven't we? We've done that. Hey, Kosi, how are you doing, EG? How are you doing, EG? Hope you're doing well, bro. Hope you're doing well. I really, if you've not subscribed to EG's channel, make sure you do that. Philip says, latest news on Jack Grealish. I don't know why many people are really obsessed with Jack Grealish. I don't know why many people are really obsessed with Jack Grealish. I don't know. But I don't think it's a genuine transfer. That's the truth. I don't think Grealish to Arsenal is a genuine transfer. I don't know whether I'm just too negative, but I don't think I just don't believe it's I don't believe it's a genuine transfer. I don't think. Stella says, Kosi, can you stop doing those shows of dreaming that Arsenal could sign any of those players as Kroenke is still in charge? Now, we have nothing to do. That's the news. The season is over. We are looking at recruitment. So that's the news around the club. And I've got to keep you posted. So that's all we have to do. Look at the news around the club and its transfers. Every club is looking at potential transfers. So there's nothing we can do. At the moment, there is nothing we can do. We've got to keep on rolling, and probably keep on thinking Arsenal will ever sign any of those players. But let us go into the discussion. Who would I give shirt number 10 at Arsenal at the moment? I have 5 candidates that I would give shirt number 10. 5 of them. What's happening with my mic? Hope it's fine. So I have 5 candidates. I would give the shirt number 10. Emil Smith-Rowe is number 1. Is one of the candidates. I'll give it to Smith-Rowe, number 1. I'll give it to Saka, number 2. So I'll give it to Saka. I thought of Gabriel Martinelli as well. I thought of Martinelli, but I have issues with Martinelli putting on shirt number 10. So it's a little bit controversial there. I thought about pierre-emerick Aubameyang putting on that shirt number 10. Tell me what you think about Aubameyang putting on shirt number 10 at Arsenal. And then the last player I thought about, it would be a little bit crazy, but I also really genuinely thought about Willian. Yeah, I also thought about Willian. So in my assessment, who should put on shirt number 10 at Arsenal, I think the first player we need to think about is Emil Smith-Rowe, because majorly he plays in that role, so it would be such a disservice if you don't give him shirt number 10. But I also think just like Bukayo Saka and his right to put on shirt number 7 last season and also this season, I think Smith-Rowe this season has also earned his right to put on shirt number 10 at Arsenal. So I wouldn't have any issues with him putting on shirt number 10. We have had the likes of Wisha put it on, and I think Smith-Rowe is another quality player. You would give him that shirt number 10 as a sign of appreciation for what he's done this season. Saka, the fact that he's very important, and we've seen the likes of Van Persie put it on because they're important players at Arsenal. So I would give it to Saka as well. I thought about Nicolas Pepe, but I didn't include him on my list. I thought about Willian. Of course, Willian would just look good in number 10, wouldn't he? So he would look good in number 10. So I would give it to Willian if he stays and he gives us a good season next season. I could give him that number 10. I thought about Gabi Martinelli, but I prefer Martinelli put on shirt number 11. So if there is a player, if Odegaard leaves, I'd give 11 to Martinelli. So I would not give him my shirt number 10. Really, I wouldn't. But ultimately, the player that I think should put on that shirt number 10 at Arsenal is Smith-Rowe. So let us go. I've gone with Smith-Rowe. I don't know who you people think should put on shirt number 10 at Arsenal, but I think Smith-Rowe is a brilliant option. Very, very, very brilliant option. If we're going to select someone to put on shirt number 10. Hi, Kosis. In which region do you come from? In which country do you come from? This is according to Freddy. I come from Uganda. How are you doing, bro? Okay. Cherry says, so the more they spend the money, is the more we will be hoping for Champions League spot. Of course, chasing the league titles as well. I mean, literally, that is what you have to think about. Everybody, that's what we've got to think about. That the more the club makes, the more the club spends money, the more you're gonna, the more you're gonna rise up the hierarchy, probably challenge for the Premier League, probably challenge for the likes of the Champions League, and make more money. But it's not the Arsenal model. It's not the Arsenal business model. We just confirmed. It's not the Arsenal business model. And being linked with players, this has happened for over the last 10 years. So it's not something new. Yeah, it's not really something new that Arsenal is being linked with new players time in and time again. So it's not something new. Not really something new. Let me see what you people say in the chat. Chinadu, you said, my dear, a good businessman will invest big to gain more. If really you know what you want. So saying that they're not going to spend big in the summer for good players doesn't make any sense. They have not done it before. They have not done it. I mean, the Cronkies have never come out to spend money, and that's them. So I mean, at times we need to be deluded as Arsenal fans because we've been deluded before, and at times we've got to be realistic. This club's never gonna spend that money. Smash the like button, people. Thank you so much. Hit for me the like button. It really means a lot. And backing the Cronkies is okay. Backing the Cronkies is okay. And you have a very good business mind. Your business mind is spend more, risk more, make more profit. That is Chelsea. That is City. That's PSG. That is their business model. The business model of Arsenal is... I explained Kroenke and the Walmarts, the relationship between Kroenke and the Walmarts. If you've not seen that video, check it out. It's on the channel. I've explained it clearly. I've explained clearly the business model of the Walmarts and how it is linked with Arsenal. When Stan Kroenke marries, I think it was Anne Walmart. Is it Anne Walmart? Something like that. His wife. He gets to get all those business ideas and ways of doing business. If you read about the Walmarts, you'll understand. They don't invest much to get much. That's not what they do. They'll actually cripple their servants. I mean, their workers. They'll cripple the stakeholders, and that's what Kroenke does. He doesn't invest. What he does is he makes it very, very hard for the fans by not investing money. And how does he gain? The club is gonna, Arsenal is a historical club, so you're still gonna make your money. Yeah, you're still gonna make your money, and the more money you make it for Kroenke. So the business model you're talking about is a good one, very, very good one for Arsenal. But is it gonna happen? No, not really. I don't think Arsenal are gonna go for that business model. Not really, not at the moment. So that's the first update. Like I said, I'm gonna be speaking about so many things, especially today. Talk about Willian. I'll talk about Granit Xhaka, and more transfer news. We need to evaluate our season, the best and the worst performers, keep or sell, which players need to leave, which players need to stay. A lot of content is coming up. Do me a favor, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and we are gonna keep on keeping on. Because we are Arsenal fans, that's what we do. And you know what? At times I think Arsenal is so lucky to have us as fans. Very, very lucky. Very, very lucky. Very lucky because we are so tolerant. We endure a lot. We go through a lot, and we keep our heads up, and we fight for the club. And I want to thank everybody who has not left Arsenal. At the moment, I've not been watching Arsenal games. I really do support the club, and I talk about it. But I'm just tired of Arsenal games. But we shall do the last game in the video. We shall do the last game in the season. Okay. Shall do the last game in the season. I'll speak to you at exactly 7.